Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. We have some urgent news we have to talk about. And that is this report dropping. Luis Enrique has been thinking about reshuffling the hierarchy at the goalkeeper position for several weeks. There's a possibility of seeing Matvey Safonov starting on Wednesday versus Atletico Madrid. We obviously saw Matvey Safonov, he started in the Arsenal game, and my first thing was, Donna is rotated, same as Warren Zaire Emre. But with this report and some other reports coming up as well, it's clear that Luis Enrique is not happy with Gianluigi Donnarumma. Obviously, after the Arsenal game where Donnarumma made two mistakes for their two goals that we conceded, this report came out. Gianluigi Donnarumma performance versus Arsenal has brought back internal questions about him. Luis Enrique is now tempted to bring competition in the goalkeeping position too with Safonov and Arnau Tenas. I don't know why they always add Arnau Tenas. Like, he hasn't played a single minute this season. It's clear that Safonov is the one competing with Donna, and Tenas is just there in the back. But yeah, I think there's a very big likelihood we'll see Safonov versus Atletico Madrid. Am I worried? No. There are a lot of PSG fans that are worried, but I don't think Donnarumma this season or in the Champions League at all has been at the level we expect of him. And I mean, there's a reason we brought in Matvey Safonov, and that's just not to be backup keeper. That is to put competition on Donnarumma. And I see this situation being both like a double positive. What we get out of this is either that maybe Safonov becomes our number one in the future, or this actually puts pressure on Donnarumma to finally perform. Maybe this is the pressure he needs, or this pressure will just make it worse for Donna, and his time will end at Paris Saint-Germain. Last season, it was my last season with Donna, but because he performed extremely well in the league and in some games in the UCL, I was like, we give you one more season. But 3 months into the season, and it's already big question marks on Gianluigi Donnarumma. One big thing when it comes to Luis Enrique this season is long balls. Luis Enrique wants to be a bit more direct. I don't know, is it because we have issues progressing the ball? But it could also be Lucho wants to be a bit more direct and create more direct chances. For example, Donnarumma attempted 3.9 long balls last season. This season, it's 5.71. And this is something I've seen in the tactical analytical reviews. I always complain about it while we do long balls. First of all, Donna is not that good at long balls. And second of all, we don't have anyone to... I was seeing Donna launch long balls to Kangi Lee versus Arsenal when they have Gabriel and Saliba. So I don't really understand it, but this is Lucho's plan. And we saw from Safonov, for example, here, look at his movement, trying to be, outside of the box, goalkeeper, sweeper as Neuer, and here attempted long ball to Asensio. And in the Arsenal game, he attempted 20 long balls and completed 9 of them. I believe the long balls, a lot of them were great from Safonov. Like, his aiming with long balls is good. We don't have anyone to aim for. We didn't sign those Seamen. Maybe when Gonzalo Ramos returns, it will improve. But from what I remember Gonzalo last season, he's not a big aerial threat coming from the goalkeeper either. So I don't really know. But this is Lucho's plan. And Safonov, from what we've seen, especially in this recent Arsenal game, he's definitely better on the ball than Gianluigi Donnarumma, which is something that Luis Enrique cares about. So my thoughts about this entire situation is, first of all, I'm happy that PSG are somewhat keeping their word, because this report came out during the summer and I questioned it. PSG informed the 3 goalkeepers, Donnarumma, Safonov, and Tenas, that there would be no clear-cut established hierarchy and goal at the start of the season. Safonov took this news well, but Donna and Tenas took it differently. And obviously, with the latest report, it said that Lucho is reshuffling his hierarchy. So there is a hierarchy. That report lied. That report talked about Safonov getting chances at PSG, and we're looking now that Safonov will start his second game in the Champions League already. This is something I did not expect at the beginning of the season. Obviously, in the first game, Donna was injured, so it was different. But that's why I'm not worried about Safonov. I think he's played enough for PSG. Atletico is obviously a huge game. They're not that good offensively, so I'm looking more at our attackers in that game, Dembele and Barcola having to perform. So Safonov playing this game is not that big of a thing. But I think the reason Safonov is starting is because of two stuff. Luis Enrique tactically wants his goalkeeper to be able to play out of the back, be good with the ball, and help progress the ball and so on. Be very direct, find that centre forward that can create an immediate attack for Paris Saint-Germain. And second of all, Donnarumma errors. He's an error-prone keeper, and it's come to a point where it's too much now. It's too much. The Arsenal game could have been a completely different game without Gianluigi Donnarumma's mistakes. They're costing us. Lucho sees that. We as fans see that. And Lucha's trying to find a stop to that. It's either we swap to Safonov or this puts pressure on Donna and makes him mentally strong and not making errors in big games. That's been it from my boy PSG. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about Matvey Safonov starting the Atletico Madrid game and what this decision can, affect Donnarumma and Safonov in the goalkeeping position at Paris Saint-Germain in the future. That's been it from my boy PSG, and as usual, allez Paris.